ain't fun. Fun to do bad things. Drive into a car.
Welcome everybody. This is My World, the podcast. That's right. It's your boy Peanut Butter, 20scene.com. Getting up with another episode. That's right. This one, the topic, changing the world. You know, interesting topic. But before we dive right in, I just wanted to give you all an update and to say, you know, I'm working on stuff. And you know, I can't say it's like the peak of my efficiency these days, but I had a little bit of a run there when I thought the website was going to go down. Incidentally, I was far more productive. Now that the website's up for another year, I seem to have writer's block or some sort of creative problems, but nothing too crazy. I mean, I'm poised to do things, and it's one of those things where, like, it's realistically only so much work can just get done in a rather short amount of time if I actually committed myself to it. So it's kind of like, you know, and I'm talking about like completing the new Kareem Abdul-Jabbar show. There's a new episode there. There's a new volume of 20 scene that is, you know, just pretty much almost where it needs to be. And yeah, we got that coming up as soon as I really can get around to it. But for now, we're doing an episode of the podcast. Thank you to Tyler from Bandecdotes. He's our guest this episode. But, you know, we're here to talk about the issues. Not actually. Realistically, and I'm going to give you guys the background. I just look up silly news articles and talk about them. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works for me in this podcast. And you know, like I mean, one thing that is just in the news, you can't even avoid it, is that all the tariffs from the United States, all that talk about that stuff. That's you know, interesting. Trump is just a character all in and of themselves. Winning an election like that, she's got a felon. You know, wow, interesting. You know, I don't know. No surprises there, though. I mean, you elect a felon, you get tariffs, I guess. But as you can see, Donald Trump has no problems changing the world, no qualms. You know, and it's part of a changing world. You know, the economy. But like, I think changing the world, like, we can all do it. We can all do it, really, because everybody's around. You know, everybody's kicking for the days and going and, you know, living their lives as a person, and it accumulates. It accumulates over time. You end up changing the world regardless. You know. And then some people are like Donald Trump, and they change the world for everybody all of a sudden in a very, very, you know, with a pen stroke. Like, I don't know. I'm not too pleased about the tariff situation, to be honest, because I think Buddy's going in. He's like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know, part of a new attitude, you know. It's probably just the start of things, you know. It'll be a while before the Trump machine gets tired. Ugh. But, you know, what can I say? Aside from, it's crazy all over the place. Welcome everybody, it's Peanut Butter, your boy, bringing another interview here for the podcast. My world, you know what it is? You know what I'm saying? We got our a couple guests this episode. Javy Kane, one of them, pop punk guy, playing shows out in the city, friend of the Peanut Butter. And we got another longtime friend of the Peanut Butter as well, Ty from Bandecdotes here. Say hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
No, you didn't have to say exactly what I was saying. Yeah, you know what? It's a long time coming that I'm talking to this guy. He's been doing a lot over the years, and you know, Bandecdotes is amazing. We interviewed Phil.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how's Phil doing?
Very well. He's out east. He's got a baby, and I talk to him every week.
Yeah, I figured you guys talk a lot. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, but it's great to have Ty in here. He co-hosts Bandecdotes, which started off as a podcast, but then it was that was around the time when I interviewed Phil. But it's evolved into a YouTube channel, flourishing YouTube channel. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And it was great. We were interviewing him about music. Tyler does do some music with Steiner, the rap god entity that you created. Amazing stuff. But he's holding it down. Commentating with Phil, doing lots of reviews. You guys did the Bandies recently.
We did.
Yeah, that's an award ceremony. I thought that was definitely a long time coming for Ontario to have some underground YouTube heads giving out a random award ceremony to all the local bands and shit. So props on that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy doing it. It's a lot of work to put together a video like that, but it's fun. We like to treat the local bands around here we like to give them the same sort of treatment that a lot of these sort of mainstream or just higher up in the play count sort of bands get. We want to give that sort of love and do reactions and stuff like that for bands that are still great, but they're just starting out. They're under 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good on you guys. It's honest work. But dude. How did you start with Bandecdotes? I remember those days, but give it to me from your perspective.
So when Bandecdotes first started, the idea was basically that Phil was interviewing local bands on a regular basis in his basement. He was doing it live with them.
Yeah, I remember that video series. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there's some bangers in there. I definitely recommend people go check out some of the old content because it's Phil's just so good in person with people too. He's better than me. He's a natural talking to people.
For sure.
So I remember at one point I messaged him and I just said this was after he did an interview with me, where he talked to me about the Steiner stuff I was putting out, which is really funny. And
wow, I did not know that there was an interview about that. I got to check that. That was before you started with Bandecdotes too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably about a year before. Yeah, there was a Steiner interview, and then right when Phil was sort of trying to make a decision about whether he was going to continue the channel or not, I sent him a message about potentially doing an episode where we just talk about what we think the best Alexis on Fire record is. And we started to plan to do that, but that, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but that just kind of evolved into us doing the channel together. So we had we were going to initially just sort of do a podcast, but then Phil had already started sort of doing reactions to local singles, and then we evolved it into watching music videos instead of just listening to the singles. And
which is my favorite form of Bandecdotes content, when you guys straight up review music videos and shit. That's I chew those videos.
Yeah, I like to believe that I'm not someone who personally watches a lot of reaction content.
No, but those are good. Those are good. Like,
Yeah,
I don't watch
well,
reaction content either. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's maybe one YouTuber I would go for that to that for other than you guys. You know?
Yeah, I don't like to toot my own horn too hard about it, but I feel like a lot of reaction channels are just people making like crazy faces to breakdowns. And we try to do something a little more elevated than that. We try to have more fun with it.
Oh yeah. I'd say some episodes are just like I'm dying of laughter. Other episodes it's just like you find like a sick band. Each one kind of has its own different feel. I think it's like because it's like you guys do watch a variety of music videos and stuff. You know, as far as bands go, period. You know, you guys cover a variety. But then, like, tell me a little bit about how you guys make each episode, like how you collaborate to, like, is there like a routine you guys have worked into by now, or like?
Yeah, I would say so. So when Phil moved, we had to basically go fully remote. We did some in-person stuff together. We plan to try to do that again when Phil visits, but basically we just sort of get together usually on Sunday nights, and we'll just watch like 3 or 4 music videos together, or like we've done like the Metal is Cringe episodes. I don't know if you've seen those, where we're trying to like talk about like just like silly music news that's happening.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of those. So, but then that's sick. So you guys just like kind of film like a huge chunk of content and then go at it, I guess, from there, eh?
We
like
basically hang out on Zoom for 2 to 3 hours on Sundays, and we just record it and edit the best parts, basically. So we get together, we watch a few music videos. Maybe we, talk about an album or talk about some news, which we're going to be doing more of in the future. We want to start doing more, like, commentary in the space.
I just think it's absolutely hilarious, though, because it's like, you guys have been friends for so fucking long that, like, it's just, like, it makes me laugh that this is how you guys hang out now. Because both of you have always been very into music, and you were always that kind of dude that, like, I would hang out with you, and you would drop, like, 10 band names, and I'd remember them for an eternity. Other people would mention them and be like, oh, this band's sick, and I'd be like, I heard that band name somewhere before. Half the time that was you, I swear. So it's like, it doesn't surprise me that, but it's just kind of cool sort of evolution of like 21st century kind of like, technology meets society thing for me. I find it hilarious because, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm hanging out with you on the couch. When I'm watching the episodes, it's jokes from my perspective, but I think it's pretty universal content though too. So it's good to stockpile all that stuff on your channel.
That's the vibe we're trying to give, basically, right? Is that you're sort of just like hanging out with us, like this is like us shooting the shit in a room. So I'm glad that that's the vibe you get, because that's definitely what we're aiming for.
Yeah, it's like it's good. You feel like you can like talk to the TV almost. You know what I'm saying? Like yell at it, or like some of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
we're not trying to be Anthony Fantano. We're not trying to be like the most informed music critics. Like, we're just two guys like watching some stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes it's genuinely fucking jokes, which is on my next question. Like, okay, what do you think like the most must-see moments are of the channel thus far? Like, let's try and like brainstorm some.
Yeah, you go ahead. You lead me, because like you would think I would remember a lot of it, but we've put out so many videos that sometimes I go back into our own highlights and I'm like I don't remember this joke.
What was the one episode with the band that had they dressed up? One of them was dressed up like Shrek. I swear.
Oh, that's Chubb.
Chubb. There was a lot of funny shit in the Chubb interviews and like Chubb music video reviews.
Our best content since I joined the channel has been with Chubb. The Halloween special, the Christmas special, like, they're the funniest dudes on earth. Like, anytime we get to collab with them, anytime we get to collab with them is what I meant to say, they just, they elevate the content so much. They're such funny guys.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. I just I like some of the stuff that, like in the videos, but like, the content, like there's a lot of it, right? And like you guys post pretty frequently, which is good. So it's like you end up going through a lot, and then there's like a lot there, period, you know what I'm saying? And like I feel that's definitely like one of the better parts of what you guys do, is just like, there's a little bit for everybody, you could sort of swim in the content kind of thing, like.
Yeah, we're not going after any specific niche, I don't think, other than people, like, we cast a pretty wide net when it comes to underground music.
It's funny because there's people who they're like, I'm gonna change the world by getting rid of somebody. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what some people are like. Unfortunately, I mean, I was reading about that Quran burner somewhere in he's from some Norwegian country. I can't remember, what was it, Sweden, I think. The guy maliciously burns Qurans and stuff like that, and like some guy just goes and caps him, and like, I'm not saying that's the right thing, but that person definitely changed the world by eliminating somebody. It's a thing. People do it. Somebody tried to do it to Donald Trump. He got with that bullet through the ear. Yeah, somebody pierced his ear. Like, come on. I don't know. Some people out there really trying to change the world. Like, when I picked the topic, I was more thinking along the lines of, I don't know, holding the door for an old lady in a shopping mall or something. I don't. That's changing the world. I meant it in a good way, but on a utilitarian level. Some people take it too far, changing the world, and then they're gonna change everything overnight. That's one thing I came to accept recently, was like, there's probably some evils I might not be able to change ever in this lifetime. Me and the accumulated efforts of other people as well. Like, they're just, I just don't know what those evils are, But there's probably gonna be some shit that'll persist if I live till my 90s. Some evil in the world that just never gets stamped out. It's a hard thought. Not that I thought it was like, oh yeah, I'll see all the evil in life, undid just because it's like me and good people exist. It's like, oh well, yeah, forgot about the other the other mugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just I don't want to say I was naive when I was younger, but maybe I had a skewed perspective on the concept of changing the world. I guess I had a stern belief in the concept of change, and I thought that there was going to be a lot more than there actually, has been, unfortunately. But I mean, there's been some good things. There's been some good things over time. Like, Bill Gates was on LinkedIn with a post about how AIDS rates have gone down in Africa. I saw that at one point. And then recently read an article that told me that Bill Gates is actually divorced. Which is, interesting. Everybody's getting divorced these days. Trudeau. Like, there's a lot of divorcees running around. Like, that's a change and a half, you know. The other day I saw a meme online. It was like a cake, and it was something like first day apart or something, like from like a significant other, I'm guessing, or like, you know, like I was just like laughing because it's like, yeah, that it can be a hard change for some motherfuckers to get like codependency issues. Imagine being codependent with Bill Gates. What did that look like? Then again, I bet he got divorced, you know, in part probably because he wasn't very codependent. But people get like that, is what I'm saying. And then they get divorced, and then that's a big change in their world. It's a tough world. I don't fucking know. Not that I know anything about marriage. Don't talk to me about marriage. I'm forever alone. Peanut butter over here, you know. It is what it is. The fact of the matter is, though, that you can try to change the world, and maybe you will to some extent, but you can't have expectations on changing the world, you know? And like, there's like lots of shit, you know? I mean, that goes on that actually changes the world if you think about it, you know? Like, there's like natural disasters. Those are changing the world in a huge way. Volcanoes do that big time, you know? I was reading a news article, and it was about an asteroid impact on the moon that happened recently. The size of it created a crater the size of 2 Grand Canyons. Yeah, that's crazy though. I don't know, like some sort of wild natural phenomenon changing the landscape of the world. Imagine that shit happened. That'd be crazy. How would we recover from that? If it was like some massive asteroid or something like that, and it, you know, it's like just like rip the world in like a massive chunk. It just like scarred the planet. But like some people survive. That would be crazy. At least then we wouldn't have to deal with Donald Trump so much. And he would probably survive, but like you wouldn't have to hear from him on the news about his tariffs. You could just chill. I swear, it's like being pestered. You're just like hanging out, you know, doing whatever, you know, got the news going in the background. Oh, there he is, sitting in his desk, just signing some shit. Like, oh, I know he's pissing some motherfuckers off with some fucking tariffs. That's what it is in the 2025 new year. That's why we gotta change the world by summoning a earth-scarring asteroid to forever, you know, alter the landscape of planet Earth and make it so that, I don't know, we can have a new order out of chaos, because they're doing it anyways. Hegelian dialectic. That's what they're doing regardless. I don't know. Maybe the space gods will have mercy and send an asteroid to destroy everything. Well, not everything. The hope is that something survive, and then that, like, you know, but like, yeah. Oh, it is what it is. I mean, you can try and you know, change the world. You can try and, you know, not affect the world. But at the end of the day, the feeble strength of one will probably see to it that it won't be that much of a difference anyways. But I don't know, some people do change the world in drastic ways. Don't get me wrong. There's some people that change the world and that like affects a ton of people. But like, I don't know. I honestly think he's like, you know, changing the world. You got to get people on your side. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like if you really want to change the world, you can't do it by yourself. I don't know, but I mean, some people have done some pretty crazy things. I don't want to say that, like, you know, like there's people that make stupid mistakes, and you know what I'm saying, it costs a lot, and you know what I'm saying, like instantaneously changing the landscape of like whatever, right? Like, I mean, that's what you got to think about, like you know, what it is you want out of the change in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it's probably going to change anyways, and like, you have the chance to change the world too. So like, it's a thought. That's what I think anyways. And eventually, too, there'll be opportunities to go and help other people change the world. That happens. You know, because other people are already on some shit. And they're just like, you can help. Yeah. I don't know. We'll take a break here. And, yeah. We'll be right back.
Lately I've been keeping to myself for my health, that's real well. Taxman blowing up my phone, go fuck yourself. I need a minute and a blunt and a professional to figure me out.
Ty,
reach for the
do you remember the Alien Ant Farm episode? Oh my god.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Shame that video deserves thousands of views.
Yeah.
So funny.
Oh my god, that episode is so. That's what I'm saying. It's like some of them go in just like interesting directions, and like, you know, there's a lot.
We were bewildered by that video. It wasn't even so much the song. The song was pretty dog shit, but like the video, like the dude just like with the ice. Like, it was so bizarre.
Yeah, I know. It was, like, and you guys pointing it out is the funniest part to me, because it's like that you could easily just subtly let it slide without realizing just how strange of a video it is and how crappy at the same time.
We did not go in with the intention to hate that music video. We were watching something else, and we saw it on the sidebar. And I was like, I think I said at the beginning, like, I have a good feeling this is gonna be good, because, like, I liked the beginning riff, and then it just, everything fell apart. Yeah, it's interesting, because, it's fun to dog on videos, but, like, people get mad. Like, it's like, we get such a better reception when we're positive.
Oh yeah, and I think you guys, the majority of the time, are positive. That was just a rare, funny episode, I think, in my mind. Trying to think of, like, you know, like, because you guys get to having tons of fucking fun out there. Like, I mean, the Bandies isn't the only, like, long form content that you guys have done too, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, no, we have some longer stuff. We had a podcast episode. The Halloween podcast was like almost 4 hours. It was insane. But
yeah, like I personally, my favorite music video reviews so far have been like, let me just pull up the list here. So yeah, my favorite music video reviews from the Bandecdotes Bandecdotes so far have been Flipside by Midwest Mount.
Midwest Mount.
Yeah.
Shout out Midwest Mount.
Strict Month, product placement.
Great song.
Yeah, Kitty, Eyes Wide Open. 4 years.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Kitty.
I like the thumbnail I made for Kitty.
What was that one again?
It was I was like, I had a running bit that I was a misogynist.
yeah. You did say that, man.
Because Kitty went so hard, they cured my misogyny.
Yeah, that was a funny joke.
It's a risky joke when no one knows you're joking, but I went there.
Oh,
I think on the thumbnail, I think it was like me throwing thumbs down, but then it said like misogyny cured above me. Good stuff. It was good stuff. That Kitty song went hard though.
Yeah, that was a good Kitty song. 4 years strong, uncooked. I like that. Although you know, I think it gets mixed reviews as a song.
That album is crazy. Uncooked is one of my favorite songs on that album, but that album is. They came back so hard after a few albums that were just sort of like whatever for me. Analysis Paralysis, that's what it's called. That's a solid album. 4 years strong, cooked on that one.
Yeah. Lost Void, Never Unsend It. That was another good one.
They're sick. They just dropped an EP recently too.
Yeah. And then I got the list here of my favorite Bandy Awards winners. Now you all can just go and watch the episode, the Bandy's episode yourself to see what they won exactly. But there's Terminal, Strict Month, of course, Skulls, Box Cutter, Wolfang Fist, Jennifer, Slewfoot, Comeback Kid, and Single Wound. So
yeah, all bangers.
Yeah, like those are all sick bands. Terminal's playing a show. Terminal's playing all over Ontario right now. Like, yeah, man, Scuzz is playing lots of shows.
Scuzz is sick. Scuzz is so sick. It's almost a shame we gave them best EP name because their band is so good.
Yeah, their band is really good, but that is a hilarious EP name.
I love their naming conventions on their EPs.
Angelina Joel EP.
Yeah, there's like a Steve Buscemi one, Steve Buscemi EP. Oh wait, are they all like that?
I'm not sure.
Wait, John C. Riley P. They're all like that. I'm discovering this now that I think about it.
That's so funny. Yeah. They were just a funny band, like, to be honest with you. Like, if you have them on your fucking, like, Instagram or you're following them on it, they're just so funny.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Scuzz.
So yeah, there's lots that we get to talking about in this podcast, and it's great to have a guest, as usual, and yeah, like I've been going through some of the comments on my YouTube page, and interacting with some of the characters they get in there. It's really interesting, and haters, of course. I've had somebody try to air out my dirty laundry in the comment section, but like I was just wondering how Bandecdotes has been received. I mean, from what I see on the comment section, you know what I'm saying, like everybody's just cheering you guys on, but like what's the real deal? I mean, give me a full bird's eye view of this.
We get, I mean,
like, do people ever argue with each other on the message boards, or like?
Yeah, when we do like anything where like an opinion, like a genuine opinion, like not about music. Like most of the time when there's arguments, it's in videos where we're like, when we talked about the As I Lay Dying situation, or if we ever bring up Ronnie Radke, people fucking, they find us, and they let us know that they're upset.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, people are pretty good. I don't know what I was thinking, but I suggested that we, I'm sure you've seen the video, where we did our music reaction to Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah, that is one of my favorite episodes. Oh man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself, and I didn't really mind the comments, but it got into the hundreds, and we just turned them off.
Yeah, no, good. Fuck Tom McDonald has an annoying group of fucking like fanboys or whatever it is that follow him.
I mean, and that's what I expected, right? But yeah, probably like that's probably like the worst it's ever been. Is when we decided to do that for some reason.
No, but that was one of the best episodes too. Oh my god, that was so funny.
It was one of the few episodes where we really felt like we didn't have to like pull any punches. Like we hate both these dudes so much that it's like you know what I mean. Like we can just say whatever. Like these guys are dog shit. So
yeah, like oh man, from you guys' perspective for sure. Like I mean, I don't know. Tom McDonald, like he like the audacity that guy has in him is like it's so stupid. It makes me laugh. I'm just like you know.
Did you hear his song with Roseanne Barr?
What was that about?
It's just about woke people or whatever they fucking talk about. Like it's him and Roseanne Barr, dude. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he's real weird, Tom McDonald.
Makes a lot of money though. It's a good grift.
Yeah, but you know, there's some like shystiness in his past with all that like anti-Canada shit that he's on, being like fucking like ex-Canadian or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's actually just the level of fucking shit that this guy has gone to that I've actually heard of, just by word of fucking mouth, literally. So it's like I'm just like he's stupid. He's just like in my mind. I diss him like in raps. It's like, but I don't know. I lovingly diss him too. Like I'm talking shit, but I actually am subscribed to his shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I find him quite interesting actually to some extent, but like because it's just because of the way he interacts with his fans and stuff like that, you know, and the fact that he doesn't seem to really have any like normal friendships or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know too much about him on a personal level. I don't really engage.
I don't know. I noticed things like fucking like I interviewed Admiral Crumple for the last My World, and like you can find music videos of Admiral Crumple with like his homies, you know what I'm saying, like, and his like girlfriend and like next shit, you know what I'm saying, like and then you go to Thomas McDonald's shit and it's just like half the time it's just like him or whoever the fuck is featured on the track, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like it's such a facade that he puts up, like, but then it's hilarious because he has this like goon squad of like cult followers that like half the time they don't even fucking like him, and then like it's just it's interesting in as far as like from a content creator perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, anyone who shoots a music video where they're in a school because the raps are about to teach you some shit, it's corny. It's super corny.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, is there, okay, since the bandies have happened, is there anything like new coming up, anything in the works that like down the road that you already know is like for sure?
We haven't announced anything yet, but we will be changing the way we cover local stuff in a way that will be less overall work for us, which will be nice, but it'll also be more engaging for the bands and for the people who watch us. So we'll be switching up locals only, like the format for it. And we kind of want to start doing more ambitious content, like trying to put together like video essay style stuff. You know what I mean? Like we want to talk about like, I don't know how much I should technically be giving away. I guess it doesn't really matter. We want to talk about like video game soundtracks that we grew up with, and like do deep dives into like genres and certain bands. You know, like big like hour-long videos going through like the history of an entire band and stuff like that. So
yeah. No, you guys would be very good at that for sure. Like that definitely do that, and like thank you for sharing that too. It's like I'll still probably have to edit this, so like it's not going to be out there immediately. But
oh yeah, no worries. I haven't said anything that I wouldn't want people to hear.
Yeah. There's like Me, as far as like the way I view this podcast is, it's just like, you know, I get the like some factoids and like, you know, fun stuff down on like interview, and like I go on like my solo rambles and stuff like that, and like, you know, create something that I can like a little time capsule. I'm obsessed with like time capsuling things for as long as possible. If you notice, like with 20scene.com and my zines, and like it's just something that's been somewhat of an obsession for me. Hey everybody, we're here. We got Javy Kane checking out what he's been doing in the pop punk world, musically and stuff like that, for this episode of My World. It's Peanut Butter, your host, and yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. It's gonna be a good time. All right, here goes. Xavier, and Xavier. That's your name, but
that's my real name. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's kind of how you got the band name, right?
Yeah. Okay. So the name is my name, but not my name. So my first name is Xavier, and my middle name is Kane. It's actually spelled Kayn. But so I basically, when I was coming up with my band name, I basically thought, how can I be me but not me? So I took my name, how you'd say it in Spanish, with like a J, and it's pronounced like a Javy. Eduardo, our bass player, could do it better, but Javy Kane. And then Kane is spelled a little differently, kind of like the wrestler, because I'm a big wrestling fan.
Oh yeah, I love Kane. Kane's
I don't really like Kane. Let's put it that way.
Hey,
I'm not a big fan.
You're a big Undertaker fan? Is that it?
No, I'm just yeah. Well, I'm a punk, so yeah, he's not. Let's just say he's not one of the good ones, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so that's my name.
All right, Javy Kane. How did it start, the band?
Well, this is the wild part. It's an accidental, it's really an accidental solo project that became a band again. Like, it's really weird. I was in this band called Mini Television, and we were working on some tracks that they were my tracks, really. Like, I wrote them, but we were trying to go in a more punk direction, because we'd make more like kind of alt rock, kind of like Queens of Stone Age meets Nine Inch Nails sort of music, and it wasn't finding much of an audience, and you know, we wanted to try something different. So I said, how about I just take a little more charge of the songwriting? Let's do some more pop punk, because I noticed some pop punk was kind of getting a little bit of airplay at the time, like Machine Gun Kelly, and I was like, wow, yeah, right. It's like, that's a pop punk song on the radio. So like, favorite. Maybe, yeah, you like him, eh? Yeah, you know what? Controversial.
Well, My Bloody Valentine is an interesting song. I will say that.
I think so too, right? And I think like it's not maybe authentic punk, whatever. But I thought, for me, as trying to become, as a fan of that music, it like naturally, I'm just like, let's explore it. Let me naturally make this music. And unfortunately, the band wasn't so into it. So they kind of just said, you know what, you guys they're your songs, take them, and you do a solo project. And then that's what happened. And so and then you had to find people to play the music with me. And so I met my guitarist Jacob and drummer Curtis. I met them like just through I met Curtis through like Facebook ads or something, Facebook Marketplace or whatever. And then I met Jacob. I met Jacob through open mics. Like, there's a very thriving open mic scene in Toronto, and he just happened to be at one, and we connected there. And then we just kind of bonded over our music, and we've been playing together since.
So the lineup hasn't really changed too much.
No, well, that's actually the funny part is the opposite. It's probably changed a lot, because we are kind of a flexible six-piece. That's how I describe us. So I'm obviously the main, I'm the leader, the creative force. But we have Curtis as our drummer, as I said. Jacob actually played bass at first, but then he switched guitar because he's a better guitar player and he likes it better. And I felt a natural fit, right? But we started a trio, but people wanted to join us, and then we just kept doing it. Eduardo, he's our bass player. So that's kind of us four, the main four, if you will. However, Eddie left. Eduardo left Ontario like last August, so we decided to add our two close friends to the band as well. But we're just all like friends. So Jody and Sean, they kind of are flexible. Sean's played with us before. He does guitar and bass, whatever, and Jody's helping us with songwriting too and stuff. So it's kind of like we're a collective now. We're like a super group of like punk musicians, and it's like there's a lot of flexibility like for us in that way. Like we can, everyone in the band knows the songs, so it's like
and the lineups can change up a little bit for shows.
Yeah, I can play drums too. Like that's the one thing.
Yeah, I know you're good at drums.
Yeah, like I play drums in St. Jimmy's Army, right? We're a Green Day cover band, right? And like we play all across Ontario, so like. And I play drums in that, and it's high intensity. Play for like 3 hours every night. So like, it's I could even be the drummer in Javy Kane. That's how like flexible the band really is.
Yeah, right? That's cool.
That's kind of the beauty of it, right?
I like. Yeah. So, then so what are your personal influences then, as far as pop punk goes?
Well, I think the big three, like Green Day, Blink-182, and Sum 41. For me, because like formatively those were the bands, but I think as I got into like not just pop punk, like I would say I'm a fan of all kinds of punk music. Like that's pretty much all I listen to is punk and punk adjacent music, like new wave and post punk and metalcore and hardcore and post hardcore. Like I'm really just into anything remotely punk, and so yeah, I just if it's fast, if it's punk, I'll listen to it. But the pop punk is those three for sure. Like the songwriting, the key kind of influences in the songwriting. Nirvana too, probably a little bit as well. I'd say just depression there.
To me, you guys kind of sounded like a mix of like Simple Plan and Gob. Like somewhere between the two.
Pen name Peanut Butter, 20scene.com. We're doing another episode of the podcast, that's right. Okay? And this one's about changing the world. Okay? The world's rapidly changing. There's things happening all the time. And, like one of the things is like, Ontario Place or whatever. No, Science Center, that was it. It doesn't exist anymore. Ontario Place still exists. Science Center. Thank you, Doug Ford. I'm saying that sarcastically. I hadn't been to the Science Center in quite some time. I would have liked to go back. But now it's changed. We're living in a changing world. And I think it's to be accepted. It's sad. Sad but true. Sad but true, which, like I've said in the past, is a good descriptor for me as a person. That's right. Pen name Peanut Butter. Sad but true. Yeah, I mean, it's in my character, to be honest, and so I'm honestly going to tell you I haven't been to Canada's Wonderland in years. But apparently, the Time Warp roller coaster is getting taken down. I don't know if any of you guys heard about that. I'm very informed about, roller coasters and the various changes and, in their infrastructure and the nuances of roller coasters. I'm kidding. I do enjoy roller coasters though. I rode the Superman ride once. That was very scary. Had the largest drop at one point. I like the Top Gun. I remember that one at Canada's Wonderland. But the Time Warp, I'm getting rid of that one. The newsworthy too. I'm like, how did this reach the desk of the pen name Peanut Butter Paralegal? I was actually quite pleased when I heard that. I was like, yes, I want to hear more news articles about amusement parks. It's just like random details, group of environmental radicals snuck into Marineland the other day and kidnapped a penguin. Those are the news articles I want to hear about. They don't tell you about that stuff. I'm telling you, it's a fuck Marineland. Yeah, it's a miserable place, Marineland. Not only are they holding a bunch of animals hostage there, but it's just bloody cold all year long because of where it is. It's windy. I don't know. I've never been comfortably like in a comfortable temperature at Marineland. It's always been cold. Every memory I have of Marineland, I'm like freezing my ass off. It doesn't matter what time of year. Fuck Marineland. Yeah. Kim Deal, the Breeders, the Pixies. She has a new solo project. I like that. You know, that's exciting. It's fresh. Kim Deal's pretty cool. Now, like, she kind of reminds me of the chick from Sonic Youth. Was it Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth? I believe that's her name. They kind of like remind me of like the same style musician almost like grunge era. I think they're both bass players. But yeah, like that'd be like Kim Gordon. Is it both named Kim? What a coincidence. It'd be like Kim Gordon starting a solo project. You know? It would be. And like, I mean, I imagine Kim Gordon probably has one. Which is why it's a big deal for Kim Deal. I want to hear it. I'm, you know, into whatever's going on. Really, I like the indie thing. You know, I know there's a lot of people that don't like indie alternative hipster music or whatever. You know, but I dig that era. You know, I'm into this singer, Rilo Kiley. I mean, I guess it's a band, but they're doing pretty good. From LA. I honestly think they just won some awards too. Recently, Rilo Kiley. I remember they made Portions for Foxes was a song. I mean, they were a good band. But again, like indie rock band. You know, lady front woman. You know what I'm saying? Jenny Lewis. I swear I heard about them in the news recently. Like, weren't they like nominated for a Juno? I think something like that. Good band. Oh, they broke up. That's what happened. Oh, they're set to reunite in 2025. That's what I heard. They weren't nominated for a Juno. They're not even Canadian. Good band, though. Good band. I definitely want to hear what they're saying. But yeah, moving forward. Did you know that Isaac Newton not only died virgin, but he hated counterfeits so much he spent 30 years of his life as a master of the English Mint testifying against counterfeiters, watching them get executed. What a goober. I mean, I'm not trying to promote counterfeiting. It's probably going to become more of a thing given the economic times in this day and age. But yeah, so Isaac Newton didn't have too much going on, I guess. He just really wanted to see some counterfeiters executed, you know. But yeah, no, economic times getting tougher. Right? Like, I mean, that's the world changing. there's like, you know, all sorts of patterns that the markets go through over the years, and recession seems to be one that's just consistent as all hell for us. You know, and like, isn't it funny how when the like we get lulled into lately, I think, you know, at least in my lifetime, into these states of recession that we don't even realize when the economic boom starts to happen, you know, and things start to improve. So before we know it, we're like not in a recession, but we haven't quite realized it yet because we're all lulled by the media and all the, you know, capitalist entities that don't want you to understand that that's happening, or the shift's about to occur, or whatever, you know. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. I mean, sometimes the world changes radically and not a lot of people are like clued in right away, you know. And that's like, that's scary to think about. But at least Idi Amin is in prison, you know. Lots of bad people in prison right now, and we can't take that for granted because they'd be changing the world. You barely realize it. Some people don't even realize that things happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and sitting around all like lollygagging because of a depression or this, that, and the third, and you're all just like depressed or whatever happens during those times, you know what I'm saying, distracted. You know, Africa, some guys convincing 100 people to like starve themselves to death. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you won't even be able to fathom that until you hear the news article. And you're just like, whoa. You know? It's that's what I'm saying is like, you can change the world for the better or the worse. You know? Like, I personally think that like the longer time goes on, the more chances we have. You know? And especially the Hudson's Bay Company, which has existed for 350 years, believe it or not. Oldest company in the world, I think, is it? One of them. Nintendo's pretty old. I'm not sure if it's older than 350 years. But Hudson's Bay Company, bankrupt. But guess what? They've been bankrupt. It's like twice in the past, in 1970 and 1987, you know? We're going to pull them out of this one again, I think. We have to keep the company going, you know, just to surely for the purpose that it's already existed for 350 years. You can't shut that down while Nintendo still exists. Kind of competitive spirit is that? But it was all about competition in the markets. You know? No, that's not the case. What do I know? I'm just your friendly neighborhood pen name peanut butter. You know? Trying to, you know, keep it together for the kids. Yes. The Quaker kids. And let me get ahead of this bullet. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a Quaker or anything like that, you know? Like, I'm just a guy who went to an elementary school and came up with a cartoon character, and that school happened to be called Quaker Road School. Shout out to everybody from there, all the Quaker kids from Welland. It has nothing to do with religion or being like, you know, some sort of person who lives an agrarian lifestyle and doesn't, you know, become accustomed to the ways of this world and instead lives, you know, without technology. And I'm not that, okay? It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with where the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar show started, which is a zine, you know, that I enjoy making. I'm working on other zines. I am. I have another Kareem Abdul-Jabbar show coming up, you know, and I have another 20 scene coming up, you know, but it's like, dang, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep the website going for when these come out. That's the kind of progress I'm making. It's like they're nearly complete. It's like there's just like hurdles and like, you know, life stuff for me, ever-changing world, and you know, I am stoked about it though. Like, I know it's like they're gonna be complete, you know. I've gone too far, but it's like, will they be complete while the website is up? I don't know. I actually cannot see that far into the future as to whether or not the website's going to exist another year. I just hope it does. I have to update the website. Look out for a couple videos going to get posted on there. Just band videos and stuff like that. Like live show videos. I made a couple of those at, you know, a couple of good shows I went to recently. So I gotta update that. And
I like Gob a lot. I'm a huge fan of Gob. Simple Plan, I like Simple Plan too. So yeah, like that makes sense that those bands would perforate into the sound. But
they both played Warped Tour actually. Like Simple Plan, Gob played Warped Tour really early on in like the 90s, and then like Simple Plan keep playing Warped Tour like after like I mean, they played it like a bunch of years, like when you
especially later years.
Yeah. So that's why I mentioned those two, because I feel like Javy Kane could play like a Warped Tour type gig or something, you know, like.
Yeah, we'd love to. Kevin Lyman, hear us. We're down free. We're doing free. Pro bono. Exposure.
Yes. Well, yeah. So, like, is there a like physical tape or like a CD going around for Javy Kane at the moment? Like,
no. I honestly, we're all DIY. Like, I don't literally. Like, I mean that like at the core level in terms of like. Oh, excuse me. We produce the music, right? So we produce all the music ourselves, and even the merch. We're getting some merch. We're in the process of that. We don't even have merch yet, but still, we're kind of.
Where can we hear Javy Kane then? Like where are you posted up online?
So yeah, I have a link tree. What I've done is I have this is just very simple. It's like Linktree Javy Kane. Even if you just literally my search engine optimization is not terrible. If you spell my name correctly, it will come up. You'll see me. You'll see my face instantly.
And your Linktree is on your Instagram?
Linktree is on the Instagram. Yeah,
what's
it's
the Instagram handle?
So it's just my full name. You just that's the trickiest part of marketing.
Yeah.
That's the trickiest part of my marketing is because it's not how you say it. It's not an English name. Right? It's like a Spanish name in a way, because Javy is the J way of saying it. Like Google recognizes it if I go Javy Kane. Like, play Javy Kane on Spotify, it will, right? But it won't know Javy Kane. I even try with I even get Eduardo to say it because he's Spanish. It still doesn't recognize him.
Oh man, I think it's good music, man. Like I honestly, I listen to you guys on Spotify sometimes. To be honest, that's where I get my kicks. But I did I'm sure you have stuff all over the place.
Exactly. Yeah, we have Spotify, YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Tidal. We just do it through that. We have just we just put it through all the distribution service, and we just
cool. Yeah,
that's what we do. Yeah, the SoundCloud's kind of direct for us, but again, it's not. I haven't made a lot of money on streaming. I think maybe $30 or something like that. I don't know. Not much.
Yeah. I think it's really big that you do what you do, though. Because like you get out there a lot and play live, and that's where the real work's at.
Yeah, we play live more. This band, I'm not lying. We would play every night if we could physically. These guys love to play. Probably more than I do.
No, but I know you even personally. Like, dude, you have more than one band going.
Right. Yeah, I'm gigging. I gig. Frequently. True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I respect that. Like that's why I think it's good to get your like music out there. I encourage you to you put something on tape or something, do something like that for sure. But then like even it's just awesome to be able to listen to your stuff online too, right? Like
yeah. I think thinking physical ways though, like it's something we're interested in. But I'm what I want to do is the project going forward is kind of make us unique. Like, so if we're gonna do a physical media, it's gonna be something like random, that's like niche, to like it's a memorabilia. It's like a
something fresh. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I think like it's just that a lot of people listening to your stuff, they I don't think they'd realize just how much you guys actually play, and like how much you've transitioned as like a musician through like this stuff, because you've actually been making these tunes for some time now too, right? Like
I've been making the songs since 2020. Like the first EP was released in 2020, and
that's 5 years now, man.
Yeah, it's been and we just put out new songs, and I put 3 songs out at the end of 2024, and we have a new song probably coming out very, very soon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, actually. Like, definitely tell me about any, like, future plans as far as, like, shows and releases go. Like, so you're saying there's one coming out next month?
Yeah, so I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you 100%. I'm gonna keep that secret to the chest. But the next song we have is called Bully, and Bully will be released soon. It's very close to being done. And what's unique about that song, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm very proud of my band too, is it's the first song that the band's playing on. So previously, all of our music has been just me. Like, I'd literally done everything. This is the first time where that, like, Curtis is playing the drums, Jacob's playing guitar, Jody's doing bass lines,
It's
Eddie's
not off the floor though, right? Like it.
No, we're doing it all recording with at our studio. Like, as I said, I'm the producer, right? I do it all by myself, so we're doing it all in house. But
nice.
Like we do it,
That's an undertaking, man. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, it's we're really DIY. Like, I try to, I want to hype that up more about us, to be honest. But we're truly a DIY project. Like, we do it all ourselves, and we don't, and that's really how it works, man.
That connects big time for me, like, because like the website and like all the zines I post online that are DIY, and like the videos and stuff like that, and like I really respect getting out there and like doing creative work yourself, and like getting past those barriers, because there is stuff that you can do,
exactly,
and so like the upcoming shows, like, do you have anything coming up?
Oh yeah, that's the big thing. So our next show is going to be coming Friday, April 11th, and we're going to be playing at Sneaky D's, and we're going to be playing with a bunch of other pop punk bands that we love. Try This at Home, which is their first show. Blind Decision, which from Newmarket, we love Blind Decision. Super, we wanted to play with Blind Decision since like 2023, I think, 2022. Their new EP from last year, so good. So I'm really stoked to play with Blind Decision. And finally, Josh Renegade, he's awesome as well. Josh Renegade has some good stuff too. So there's some really good bands we're playing with. It's all pop punk stuff. It's really good.
Nice, yeah.
And it's going to be at Sneaky D's, which is always a good time. And we're going to put on probably our best show. We have a real good plan. We're going on about 8:30, I think. But we got a really good stage show. Like, this is going to be up. We're upping the stage game. Like, I'm telling your listeners right now, we are going to blow their freaking minds. Their minds are going to go boom. Like, you know what I mean? Exploding.
So, like, dude, that night, are you going to be playing? Lead, I guess?
Yeah. Okay. So the lineup's likely to be the lineup's going to be me playing some guitar and singing.
That's what I wanted to ask you about like your rig. Like, what ideally, like, what are you playing?
Oh yeah. So I kind of fluctuate between my two main guitars, my pink kind of Frankenstrat, which I call Sakura, and my green Jazzmaster that I call Bulba from my Pokemon Bulbasaur. So like, those are my dudes. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Those are my two axes. But I've been really enjoying this Frankenstrat because it has a really nice. It has the Invader pickup that Tom DeLonge uses from Blink-182, obviously.
Yeah.
So like it really like I just love it because I basically sound like Blink-182 when I play that guitar. But I basically it's just the one humbucker, one knob thing. You'll see it at the show. I'll bring it to the show.
Are you going to be playing a tube amp that night?
No, actually, I just run all solid state, so I have just
okay, fair.
I know. I just have a Boss Katana. I know it sounds kind of like a cheater. I'm a cheater, but I love that amp, man. I think it's best. One of the best, bangs for your buck, and I can get my tone instantly.
Yeah, if you can get where you're going with it, like there's nothing. Yeah. I mean, there's all's fair in love and war. I think with this music thing.
Yeah, I don't use like pedals and stuff, man. Like I am very much in the tone is in the hands. You know what I mean? So like,
I'm just getting into pedals.
Heavy, yeah. I mean, pedals are cool. I'm not gonna diss them. Like if you want, like they're cool for a whole range of tonal expression, but. For like what I do in this project, like what we do in this sound, my other guitarist Jacob, he loves pedals. Like he has, some cool stuff, and he puts them on and uses them strategically. Like he's a good guitarist like that, But like for me, it's just like I'm either palm muting or I'm like, strumming up and down as fast as I can. There's no real in between.
Yeah, man. Well,
yeah, I'm very rhythm. I'm the rhythm player really when I play. But. For this show, I think Sean's going to jump on a few songs as well on guitar. So, we'll just to give me a little. I can be the front man a bit too because I like to just, I like everyone just to look at me and ignore everyone else. That's kind of my main goal when I'm on stage.
Excellent.
So, yeah. But it'll be Jacob and Curtis will be there. Eduardo on, the main three, my homies, and then Sean will help out a bit too, and obviously I'll sing. Because if I can't sing, if I'm not singing, it's probably not a Javy Kane show. You're probably at the wrong. Probably the wrong place.
Okay. Well, I mean, you do play drums. You were saying.
True. It would be St. Jimmy's or something.
Would you put the mic on on you on drums if you were playing drums?
Well, I do sing backups in St. Jimmy's actually. Yeah. To be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
So there is a song you sing backup in. Okay.
Yeah, I sing all like it's a cover band, right? So I take.
In the other band you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I take lead on Blitzkrieg Bop, but like also like I sing a lot of the Nirvana songs, and I do a lot of the background vocals.
No, but can you do Javy Kane from the drums, playing like singing the vocals?
I've done it before. I just don't like doing it. It's not ideal.
I'd love to get that on video. For real.
I have. You know what? I'll send you a video actually after this interview. We did it recently for practice.
Oh my God.
We had a TL Lounge.
That's a trick and a half. You should definitely keep doing that.
Yeah, but we did a little quick set thing at TL Lounge not too long ago, like a little practice set. And it's a great spot in Parkdale on Queen Street if you've ever been. But they really support local music there, so they're nice. And I played drums that night and sang, but I don't like doing it because it's a breathing thing, man. Like you gotta. Yeah. Singing, you need your breath in a certain way, and then drumming takes you out of that, because you're so physical with drumming, right? So it's not my ideal place. You know what I mean?
Definitely send me that. I want to see that.
I will. Oh yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you after this for sure.
All right. Well, yo. I guess this is the last question. Any shout outs you want to throw out there for any fellow musicians or
yeah, maybe I should just get a Rolodex out here. Honestly, look, I'm gonna say that I moved to Toronto a couple years ago. Not even that long ago, but like the reality is that I've met so many great bands. I mean, I have I'm looking at if I just look at my Instagram, like, well, who would I want to thank? I don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? But like, obviously, my bandmates, my mom. I'm gonna thank my mom. I gotta thank my bandmates. As I mentioned, Jacob, Curtis, Eduardo.
You guys have played with other bands, though. Like, I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to think where to start now. I just wanted to get the easy ones out of the way. The easy thank yous. Now I have to think of the harder one. Where do I start? I don't know. I gotta say, I love a lot of the folk punk in the scene. That a lot of friends I've met through that, like Super Not Okay and Kevin Murphy. Those bands. Kevin Murphy's bands now are a little more heavy. They have this heavy version now. Kevin Murphy's Murder. They're great. I love Understand Trees. My buddy Mitch. He's such a great folk musician. Such beautiful songwriting. I mean, like I could kind of go on. Jonathan Panetta. We wrote I Hate My Boss together. Awesome song that we made and we don't. The irony is we love our bosses right now. We're like, actually, our bosses are pretty cool right now. Why do we have this song? This is so, but it's just we wanted to write like an angry song because we can empathize with that. We've had that feeling before.
Yeah, well, dude. Yeah, that's great that you got some people to list off there. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the interview that I do.
Oh, Madlib. Sorry. That's not Curtis in the background saying I should. Madlib's a great project too. They do improv. They're an improv comedy band. And they just basically they just take out suggestions, and Curtis drums in them too. They're awesome, actually. They played. They're doing like residencies at Handlebar last Sunday. Every month. So if you're in the Kensington Market area on a Sunday, at the end of the month, you may see Curtis saying a bunch of random words into a microphone and drumming. But he's also He's a good drummer.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I think one more shout out. I'll give one more shout out. Now I'm thinking. I'm just like I'll shout out my boy in Streets to Ourselves because Daniel's been really supportive too. So yeah, I don't know. There's so many people. Like who do I? You know.
I was gonna shout out you. I was gonna. Thank you, Javy. It's been a long time, Xavier.
Yeah, for a very long time.
You've been we've been friends for a very long time. So I'm so happy to actually get this down. And
it's great. Yeah.
I know how important music is to you, man. So
thanks,
it shows in how good the stuff that you put out there is. Like there are songs of yours that I enjoy quite a lot. So
thanks, man. Thanks. We'll keep doing it. Man.
Awesome. Well, with that, we're gonna end and there's check out everything on 20scene.com. There's lots of stuff there to see, and if you've seen all that stuff already, make sure to go on all our socials. There's a lot of change in the world I want to get to doing. And, part of that is more podcast episodes. So if you're interested, definitely email me at 20sceneofficial@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, on my world, But I think this is where we can depart. We can have some final words. I want to say, was it Mahatma Gandhi? Be the change you want to see in the world? Was that him? I always thought that Mother Teresa was much cooler, but I guess she's a bit more dogmatically religious. He's got that Eastern, meditative, religion type, mysticism thing going on. Meanwhile, she's a nun. Yeah, Mahatma. Cool dude. Lived off of chocolate and yogurt and nuts for quite some time. Yeah. Kind of like my great grandma. She lived off of tea, bread, olive oil, and honey. Quite some time. She's a wonderful woman. I miss her. She used to make me ride on her donkey. I want a donkey. That's the change I want to see in the world. I want a donkey for myself at one point, in the future. I don't know. Can we domesticate those? Next episode, we talk about domesticating exotic animals. Because I want a pet raccoon, stuff like that. We really gotta step up streamline that process. I want a pet raccoon. I want a pocket donkey, like a miniature donkey, mule or something. I got dreams, baby. I got hoop dreams. Just remember, if you're changing the world, change it for the better. Okay, and enjoy yourself. Have fun. We'll talk soon. With that, peanut butter out.